Morning, ma'am.
Morning,
Last
ma'am.
class, we started the chapter Judiciary, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Lakshmi, can you define a judiciary?
Ma'am, a court that interrupts and applies the law.
Lakshmi Nandakumar.
Courts which interrupt and apply laws.
The courts which interpret and apply the laws, that is judiciary. Okay. Lakshmi CV.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you say the major role of judiciary? See, children, that question may be asked in two types. One is, what are the major roles of judiciary? And the second one is, how is the work of judiciary categorized? So in the textbook itself, you can mention it. That question may be, how is the role, explain the role of judiciary, or how is the work of judiciary categorized? So the two questions, answer is same. Question is clear? How is the work of judiciary categorized? Can you say the answer, Lakshmi?
Ma'am, dispute resolution.
Okay, dispute resolution.
Judicial review.
Judicial review.
Then upholding the law and
upholding the laws and
fundamental rights.
Yes, enforcing the fundamental. And Leo, why your video is again off? Please turn on your video. Okay. So that is the last topic we discussed in the class. How is the work of judiciary categorized, or the major role played by judiciary in India? Then coming to the next topic, that is the independent judiciary. What do you mean by independent judiciary? What is the meaning of the term independent?
Freedom.
Louder.
Freedom.
Freedom is independent. Okay. Then here, what may be the meaning? Please close the textbook. I will tell you to open the textbook. Don't read from the textbook. Okay. What do you mean by independent judiciary?
Not dependent.
Louder.
Not dependent.
Non-dependent. Yes. Independent means it is not depend on anything. That is independent. That means here, what does it mean? Here, independence of judiciary means there is no influence of others. Okay. Independence of judiciary means judiciary is not influenced by other person. It is not under anyone. It is independent. It is no influence. Here, not dependent means no influence by others. Then who will influence the judiciary? In the first chapter, we studied about the separation of power. You remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What do you mean by the separation of power? What do you mean by separation of power?
Separation
Isha?
of religious things from
Isha?
separation of religion from
Yes, very good. So the power is separated among the three branches of government. Which are they? Executive, legislature, judiciary. That means the power is separated among these three branches, that is executive, judiciary and legislature. And independence of judiciary means there is no influence of the other two branches to judiciary. Which are the other two branches? Executive and legislature. So the judiciary is not under the control of executive or legislature. An example is given there in the textbook, that is, suppose a politician, okay, a powerful politician who has encroached on the land belonging to your family. Okay, suppose your family have a land and a politician have encroached the land belonging to you, and if the politicians are appointing the judges, the politician has the power to appoint and dismiss the judge from the court. Okay, So he encroached your land, and the politician have the right to appoint and dismiss the judges from the court. And how if you approach the court, what will be the result? Is it in favor of you, or the verdict is in favor of politician?
Politicians.
Louder.
In favor of
In favor of
politicians.
politicians.
It is in favor of politician, right? Why? Because the judge is clearly partial. Here the judges are appointed and dismissed by the politicians or by the executive. What they will do? The judges are not able to take an independent decision. They are not able to take any independent decision. So the decisions taken by them are in favor of the politician. Clear? What do you mean by independence of judiciary? Independence of judiciary means there is no influence. No influence of any branches, any other branch, that is legislature or executive, to judiciary. That is independence of judiciary. There is no influence of other branches. That is independence of judiciary. And if the judiciary is not independent, if a politician or if a minister is appointing the president, the judges, what will happen? The decision taken by them are partial. We cannot say the judiciary is an independent body. Then, so the separation of power, that is one of the most important key feature of our constitution, right? The power is separated among the three branches of government, that is legislature, executive and judiciary. And one branch cannot influence or interfere the working of others, especially the legislature and executive cannot interfere the independence of judiciary. Children, you remember the last class we discussed about that Springling case and all? It's a case against the government, or life mission. It's a case against the government. See, if the judges are appointed by the government, the verdict may be in favor of them. But here the judiciary is an independent body. So the people depend on judiciary. Amras? Amras? Okay. And also, the courts are not under the government and don't act on their behalf. Okay, the court is not working for any government. It is not under any government and it is not working for any government. It is an independent body. It's an independent body of government. That is the separation of power. The judicial power is more important because it is not depend on legislature or executive. And no politician or the judges are not appointed by the legislature or executive, and they cannot interfere. The legislature or executive cannot interfere the working of judiciary. And the court are not working under any government, and also it is not act on behalf of any government. Then a question is there, who's appointing these judges?
The president.
President. Very good. Very good, Lakshmi. The President of India is appointing the judges to the Supreme Court and High Court. The Chief Justice of High Court and Supreme Court is appointed by the President of India. And once they appointed, it is too difficult to remove a judge from his post. Suppose if a politician don't like a judge, it is not possible to remove him from his post. It is a difficult process and it is called as impeachment. Have you heard about the term impeachment? We cannot remove a judge, we cannot dismiss a judge. The term is using is impeachment. The judges are impeached and it is done by the legislature. So parliament, it has some procedures are there. So once the judges are appointed, it is not easy or it is difficult to remove a judge from his post. Then, clear children, what do you mean by independence of judiciary? So the judiciary is a separate, judiciary is separated from legislature and executive, and no one, either legislature or executive, cannot interfere in the work of judiciary. And the court are not under the government and it is not act on behalf of the government. And the judges are appointed by whom?
President.
President.
The judges are appointed by the President of India. That is, there is not much interference from the part of legislature or executive. And once they appointed, it is not easy or it is very difficult to remove them from the post. Clear? What do you mean by independence of judiciary? So what do you mean by independence of judiciary? Independence of judiciary means there is no influence by other branches of government to judiciary. Which are the other branches?
Legislature and executive.
Legislature and executive. That is separation of power. So independence of judiciary's first point is separation of power. The power is separated and judiciary is clearly an independent body. Then once they appointed, it is difficult to remove a judge from his post, and the judges are appointed with less interference from the executive or legislature. He was appointed by whom?
President.
By the president. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Then a question is there. How does the court ensure the protection of fundamental rights? How does the court ensure the protection of fundamental rights? It is the independence of judiciary. It is the independence of judiciary that allow the court to play a central role in ensuring that there is no misuse of power. Only if the judiciary is an independent body, it can interfere. As the example we said, if the politician, if he is encroaching your land, and if the court or the judges are appointed by him, we cannot say there is no any independence there. The judges will take a verdict or a decision in favor of the politician only. But if the judiciary is an independent body, it plays a central role in ensuring that there is no misuse of power by the legislature and executive. And it also plays a crucial role in protecting the fundamental right of the citizen. You remember the last class we discussed about the role played by judiciary. There we explained with example. If any of your fundamental rights were violated, where we can approach?
The court.
The court. To the court. We can move to the court, and if any fundamental right is violated, the court will take necessary action against that. Okay, that is coming under independence of judiciary. So how does the Supreme Court ensure the protection of fundamental right? It is because of its independence. The independence of judiciary allows the court to play a central role in ensuring that there is no misuse of power by the legislature and executive, and also it plays a crucial role in protecting the fundamental right of the citizens. Any person can approach a court if they believe that their fundamental right is violated. Any of the person, either a rich person or a poor person, an educated person or an uneducated person, whoever you are, if you are an Indian citizen and if you feel that your fundamental right is violated, you can approach the court. That is possible only because if the court is independent. The independence of judiciary means the other branches of government, the legislature and executive, cannot interfere in the work of judiciary, and the court are not under the government and not act on their behalf. That is independence of judiciary. No influence. Simple words we can say. There is no influence by others. There is no influence by others. That is independence judiciary in simple words. If it's a 3-mark question or something, the answer must be in detail. That is, it is the independence of judiciary means the power is separated from other branches, legislature and executive, and one branch, they cannot interfere in the work of judiciary, and the courts are not under the government and don't act on their behalf. On their behalf means for the government. And also you can add these points also there. Once the judges are appointed with very little interference from the other branches, and once they appointed, it is difficult to remove them from their post. That point also coming under this. What is an independent judiciary? Clear, children? Any doubt? Anyone?
Ma'am.
No. Okay, so we can go to the next topic. That is the structure of court in India. You know the structure of court in India? Any courts you know?
Supreme Court,
Louder.
Supreme Court,
Supreme Court, then
High Court,
High Court, okay?
District courts.
District Court, yes, that is a structure. The structure of the court include Supreme Court, High Court and District Court. It is the apex court in India. Apex means the topmost court. Its verdict is the final one.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, very good Advait. It is the Supreme Court. And for a state, which is the highest court?
High Court.
High Court.
High Court, yes, right. For the state, the High Court is the apex. But for if the country, the apex court is Supreme Court. So coming to the structure of the court also, the Indian judiciary, it is divided into three, that is Supreme Court, High Court and District Court. District Court have again so many classifications are there that we can discuss later, okay? Nyaya Panchayat also we can discuss later. Now the three branches of the structure of Indian court include Supreme Court, High Court and District Court. It's a pyramid. Here it is. District Court. High Court. And the apex is which court?
Supreme.
Supreme Court. Last class we discussed who's the current Supreme Court Chief Justice? Last class you told the answer.
Sharath Aravind
Ah,
Bobale.
yes. Aravind Bobale. He is the current Chief Justice of India. So Supreme Court, High Court and District Court. There are three different levels of court in our country. This is the level of court or the structure of court. Three different levels of court: Supreme Court, High Court and the District Court. And the apex court is the Supreme Court. And after that, High Court is there for the state, and there are the subordinate courts or the district courts. And if we coming to the Supreme Court, it is not there in the textbook in detail, but just we can mention it. You know anything about Supreme Court? Supreme Court.
Final.
Louder.
And the final verdict is passed in the Supreme.
Yes, the final decision. If you get a, okay, it is from the Supreme Court. Then when it came into being, when India become republic,
January
which year?
26,
January
22,
1950. Same year itself. Same year itself, our Supreme Court also came into being. A small difference in the dates. That is, the Supreme Court came into being in 28th January 1950. Okay, 28th January 1950, it came into being. And It include a chief justice. The Supreme Court have a chief justice, and also it include more than 30 judges. More than 30 judges and a chief justice is there in the Supreme Court. And the age, the retiring age for a Supreme Court chief justice is 65 years. Till his age is 65 years, he can become the chief justice. And the first chief justice of India was H.J. Kenia. His picture I will show you in the next class, okay? H.J. Kenia, he was the first Supreme Court Chief Justice. And I told you how we can, who's appointing the Chief Justice?
President.
The President is appointing, and the process of the removal of the Chief Justice is called as impeachment, okay? Then once the President and the Vice President post is vacant, suppose if there is no President and Vice President for the country, who will act as the President of the country? The Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Okay, once the vacant, if there is any vacancy of the post of President and Vice President, the Chief Justice act as the President of the country. That is about the, it's only a GK about the Supreme Court. It came into being in 1950 January 28, and it includes the Supreme Court, include a Chief Justice, and more than 30 judges are there. And the age is, the retiring age is 65 years. And also the process of removal of the Chief Justice is called impeachment. That's why we discussed it is difficult to remove a judge as per the wish of a legislature or executive. Only the Parliament can remove him by the process of impeachment. Then coming to the first, was the first Chief Justice of our country? H.J. Kenia was the Chief Justice of the country. And once the President and the Vice President post is vacant, the Chief just act as the President. Clear? Then coming to the High Court. Second is the High Court. For every state have an High Court. You know where is Kerala High Court?
Ernakulam.
Ernakulam. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes.
In the news and all also you can see that. In the Ernakulam, we have the High Court of Kerala situated in Ernakulam. It also have a Chief Justice, and the judges are there. And now you know who's the current Chief Justice of Kerala High Court?
S. Manikumar.
Louder.
S. Manikumar.
Is he changed?
I heard like that.
Somebody's sharing the screen. Who's it? You check for the next period, okay? Yes. Then High Court. Around 25 High Courts are there in India. 25 High Courts are there, but why 28 states are there and why 25 High Courts only?
Telangana and
Louder.
Telangana and Karnataka. I think only one court.
Not clear. Because some of the states have, two states have only one High Court. Two states coming under one High Court. That's why 25 High Courts are there. And 3 states are sharing their High Courts with some other states. Okay. That's why 25 High Courts. And Telangana and Karnataka. Yes. That's why they have only 25 High Courts are there. And the Calcutta High Court is the oldest High Court. And after that we have, so the state has the highest High Court, which is the highest court of that state. In Kerala, the highest court is High Court. But for the country, which is the apex court?
Supreme.
Supreme Court. So when you get a question, read the question proper, okay? For the exam, if a question is there, the highest court in India, which is the highest court in India? Supreme Court, the term itself, how the answer? Supreme. Supreme, the most court. But if the, which is the highest court in a state?
High Court.
High Court.
High Court. And where is this High Court is located? That I forgot to explain. Where is this High Court is Supreme Court is situated?
New Delhi.
New Delhi. And it is presided by the Chief Justice. And one more is there, that is the district courts, that is for each and every district. For every district, district have a district court. And there are several courts at the lower level. There is only one at the apex level. So many district courts are there. You heard about so many courts like criminal courts, civil courts, subordinate courts. All these are coming under the district courts. Okay, that's a structure of court. So the structure of court include Supreme Court, High Court and District Court. District courts are the subordinate courts. District courts are subordinate court. These court have classification is there, that is criminal court and civil courts. This court is divided into criminal court and civil court. Some cases are dealing with criminal cases, are dealing with the criminal court, and civil cases are dealing in the civil court. Okay, that we can discuss later. Is it clear, children? What do you mean by independence of judiciary and the structure of court is clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what
Yes.
is the oldest?
Louder, louder.
The oldest. You told me.
Oldest high court, it is Kolkata. In the history, we studied that the British, they started the court itself, right? From the chapter trade to territory, you remember that?
Yes.
At their time itself, they started the one highest court for the country. That is situated in Kolkata. Okay, then. Okay, children. So what do you mean by independence of judiciary?
No influence of other
No influence.
branches.
No influence of others. That is independence of judiciary. And what role does the separation of power play in making independence of judiciary? What is their role?
It separates the power. The
Louder.
other two branches. The other two branches does not interfere in.
Yes, very good. The other two branches don't interfere. Then any other? Who's appointing them? Is the legislature and executives appointing them?
No.
No.
President. The president.
The president. So they have a less chance to interfere. And is it easy to remove them from the post?
No.
No, it is not easy to remove them from the post. And also they act as a safe guardian of fundamental rights. Because of its independence, they act as a guardian of fundamental rights. Okay. Then coming to the structure of the court, it is Supreme Court, High Court and
District Court.
District Court.
District Court or subordinate
Courts.
the next topic. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.